Hey everybody, hello fellow followers of the Nerd Life. So I'm going to do a video here today. Somebody on one of the groups was talking about the new Tau Crisis suits compared to the old Tau Crisis suits. What are some of the differences? Well, unfortunately, all of my old Crisis suits that I had parts to, I converted them and gave them super ultra poses. I feel like at that point there should have been like manga sounds in the background. Oh, so, but I found one old one missing his arms, and of course the ever famous foot snap. So at least I could use this one as kind of a starting point. So, also I'm going to be doing my Ripper Swarm bases. Now, there's still a lot of work to be done with these. I won't be doing it in this video, but I might do a separate tutorial video of how I paint the ice nids, because these still get the same basic blue and then the reds. But what I'm going to do is, like, I'll prime this blue. Actually, I'm not going to say it. Anyway, I'm going to be working on these later. So, let's get into this. So here are the new Crisis suits. You already see like the major differences. You know, they got the little knee caps, the shoulder pad. I don't have the arm on here, obviously. Shoulder pads. Legs look pretty similar as far as the sculpt goes. And then the feet look similar. That's just from the box art. And then already on the back, if you look at the back, you can see some of the poses you could do with it. Got your instructions. And all your bases. Excuse me. Alright, flat stands, we're not in there, not worried about all that. But look, here, you can just look at this and see. Look at that. Look at all those poses you can do. I really like this one. And then here's all these others. There's just so much you can do with them. So let's get into the comparisons. First off, they are on the bigger base. From what I understand, they're on the broadside bases. Something I don't have yet. I really want to get a broadside because I'm going to hack that bad boy up. So it's got the bigger base. If I remember right, well here, I think this is what the size of the old ones were on. I'm not sure the millimeter sizes on these. I need to get better about that. But obviously the base is bigger, and from what I understand, it lends to the posing very well. And for me, who loves doing scenic bases, I'm going to have a blast with that. So if I remember right, pretty much you get 3 sprues. Each sprue is a Crisis suit. And if I remember in the original one, that same way, you get 1 sprue as 1 Crisis suit. There are some slight differences, like this one here. There's your bonding knife. Well, let's just start with the body-wise. So you got your arms. Already they're no longer the 90-degree arms. I think I have one that's close. Like this one, I bent it a little bit, but more. Pretty much every arm came straight this way and 90 degrees on the original. Yeah, here we go. This one's closer. So it would just come down and out. So on these, they gave you at least a variance of them. They're not posable, but nothing says you can't do the same thing I did. Just cut it and bend it. So there. I think they're pretty much the same on all. Okay, so now we move on to the torso. So here's your torso in the original. It was one solid clumpy boxy piece. You didn't get a lot of detail or a lot of movement out of it. About your only thing you could do is the legs. ball and socket joint in there. These new ones, here's your back. And it's one piece. Here, on this one, I think it was 2 pieces. Maybe even 3. I think it was the front section, the back section, and then the jump packs and everything were a separate piece as well. So what you have now is your front, your back, the top, the bottom. So you're pretty much like you're doing on like anybody who's put together a storm surge. You create like a little box. Well, you create that on the top of the crisis suits, and then you have the hip joints, and it's the ball and socket joint, so you can pose it and tilt it and move it in any direction. And then you have the jet packs. The jump packs are a separate piece now as well. So that alone is pretty cool, because you look at the maneuverability you get out of the torsos. You finally get to give them that twist and that angle. You know, give them some. Oh, this one I didn't do anything to, did I? Nope. This one. Kind of lean them off to the side. Just give them a little bit more action pose in there. Then we got to move on to the legs. So, here's your old legs. Stiff, straight, nothing. You want to do something to them. For these guys, I cut just below the knee joint, pinned it, and rocked it back. I think I have a video up on here too of how I did all these. I walked through like a scrap one. So on these, you get a little bit more posability out of them. You don't get to like the Riptides or the Storm Surges where you can actually, or even the Ghost Keels, where you can pose it yourself. They've got them pre-posed, but there's more action to it. You get a little bit more out of it, and it's 2 parts. Here's your leg, and then where is it? Over here. And then here is your thigh pieces, your thigh coverings. Now, I haven't put any of these together yet because I have several models I want to get finished before I bust out some other stuff, man. I've got this box of crisis suits. I've got a box of the new Strikers and Breacher box. And then I have 3 or 4 other squads I could put together of Fire Warriors, as well as I have a Pathfinder box that I've only partially built together. I have a lot of stuff to do. So. Now let's go to the feet. The feet don't look too different, honestly. So like here's the old one, and here's the new one. They look pretty much the same. They did give you that little detail underneath. It's kind of cool. There's that glue on it from being glued down, but I think it's just going to make them a little bit sturdier. I would still pin it just to be safe because, you know, them thin ankles, they're known to break. And then for this one, you've got the 2 armor types. I believe this one is supposed to be the Iridian armor. Actually, that one, I think, is the Iridian armor. But they give you a couple of different front torsos to do. Yeah. So in total, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 front torsos. So if you wanted to, you could magnetize that pretty easy, I bet. And you can make it to where you can swap out the Iridian armor. Because if you look in the instructions, yeah, here's how you build the torso. The 2 top pieces, and then you glue the back on, and it leaves you with that. So you could drill out a hole and put a little small magnet in there. and then just drill and add a little magnet to the front of this, and that way you can swap it out. And there's your different torsos. They're even missing one. Where's the iridium armor? I'll probably do an update later on when I actually build these guys. I've got a ways to go though, man, because I've got several figures to paint. I've still got these guys to get onto. I'm kind of stuck in Hive Tyrant mode right now, trying to help my daughter get hers ready. And just in general, the Tyranid invasion is taking over the household right now, so. Well, guys, I thank you very much. I hope this was somewhat helpful. That was a real quick video. I'm going to try to get better at making videos. I'm really enjoying, really having fun doing it. And in anything I can do to help inspire somebody else, to give back all the inspiration that's been given to me by everybody I've seen, I thank you so much. I really appreciate all this. Y'all take care and have a lovely weekend. Have fun wargaming.